Alright, some significant hard drive space increased, so. Alright. So, part of the churches on campus. Trying to shade a bit of the sun out, so. So rumor has it, this fountain that you see in front of me looks like something that you can do with your finger towards somebody you really hate. Yeah. Any guess what direction that school is going, what school that one's going towards? That would be the UCLA Bruins, who, in my opinion, and everybody else's opinion, have a nice campus, but, you know. It'd be like saying go blue at Ohio State, really. So, anyway. So, freshman-ish area is over there. We got a lot of dorms and whatnot, and it looks a lot grassier than it actually is. So, there's a library there, dorms, guidance counseling for freshmen and whatnot. A fountain, what a surprise. A building. Some of the stuff over there is like churches and the dentistry building. And the rec center, which I can show on the return trip. So. Yeah, as you might have noticed by now, there's an absolute crap ton of bikes. There's WPH, which has a bit more of a history than most people would like to admit. Namely, involves a UCLA sorority girl and a USC fraternity guy. Well, yeah, on the rooftop. Anyway, they both got kicked out of both schools. So. So the white building over there is where the communications building is. This past one was the Hall of, I don't know, Humanities, I believe. That red brick one, I've sent you a lot of pictures of, saying it's in commercials. You might have to believe after this it is. The white one there is, I believe, Frank Sinatra Hall of Film and something, and then the other one is the recording studio. And you're never gonna guess whose name is on the recording studio. John Williams, who wrote Star Wars and a lot of other really classic soundtracks like Jaws, Star Wars, I can't think of the other, Close Encounters of the Third Kind and whatnot. So. So there's a library, one of the older ones, and they usually sell some things, random stuff over there. JFK and LBJ have actually had stuff there, so. By Akron standard, this campus is pretty much pristine, so you may have caught on to that. Anyway, There's USC's statue, Tommy Trojan. Alright, there's another fountain, which is pretty awesomely lit up at night. So, there's that. Alright, so there's the USC official mascot, which, if you haven't caught on, is a Trojan horse. Well, I always laughed pretty hard because Trojans got beat pretty hard by that, and I was wondering why they would celebrate it. I guess, hilariously, they actually do have, in fact, a sense of humor. So, the place you see with the green umbrellas, that's where Jeff took me to get lunch one day with a few of the higher-ups on campus. Fairly good Reuben, I actually have to say. So there's the entrance and exit to one of the parts on campus I can take it to, or I've sent pictures of. It's with all the tables and awnings and such for like eating and whatnot, and all the on-campus food. So what I'm currently doing is I'm walking more towards the business side of campus to give John an appreciation of what his walk would be like if he lived where I live, if he got in, if he applied, and if he decided to come out here. And on the other part, if he decided to, well, live where I live. So, alright. So here's one part of the business building. I want to believe the red brick building that's kind of getting glared out right now is, I believe they call it accounting. I'm not 100% certain on that one. Oh yeah, if you haven't caught on, there's a lot of fountains on campus already. I've photographed each and every one of them, so yeah. Alright, so here's where they have a few of the NBA signs coming up. And yes, that is a squirrel pretty much fearlessly eating a nut off the ground. Alright. So, yeah, the accounting school. I don't necessarily know what the white building is, but there should be a Marshall School of Business coming up. Yep. Kind of obscured by trees at the moment, but it's on one of those bridges in gold. So. I hope you can see it by now. If you're not, you need to get your eyes checked. So, yeah. Alright. So, I was part of the business area, but I want to show you the engineering area before I, well, again, had to delete more stuff and stop filming. So. Alright. A lot of benches everywhere and whatnot. And you see each one will have like donated by a certain family or something. Oh, and everywhere you see around campus has this, because all the drains go immediately to the LA River, which is a man-made river, which smells horrible. But basically LA River drains directly to the Pacific. And so they don't want you to throw in your trash into the drain and, well, you know, kill dolphins or whatever and all that. Save the whale stuff. Anyway. So that building right there is the law library and one of the Hall of Philosophy, I believe. That's where I have had a few finals and tests. So right now I'm walking through the engineering, or going to be walking through the engineering part of campus in a second. And career fair may have already started, so I may have to hit stop fairly quickly. Oh yeah, so that dog, I don't know the full story about him, but I know that he apparently was a USC fan who would come into all the games back in like the early days. And so when he died, they built a statue for him, because why not? So here's more of the philosophy building. This white cheese grater one looking one is a part of 3 separate cheese grater ones, and it has a red thing in the middle, which you see, and on top of the red thing is where I was standing one day for that one project I was helping Jeff out. And so we eventually, with the USC, as far as my knowledge is, they're going to attach it to another building. the one coming up. So that way you can have multiple buildings kind of blocking it in the way. And so yeah, this another white one right here. And so yeah, there's a walkway and whatnot, and plenty of walkways to access each floor, because a lot of the buildings have classrooms on the outside. So, and any guess what that is? Another fountain. It only rained once in the last like 2 months, so everything's like dead almost. So here's where the architects more or less camp out and live. That building there, and this more beautiful looking one there. The School of Architecture and whatnot. If I had the patience, I'd show you all the Astro building at Campus Center, but that means I had to start deleting things. So, not gonna happen. But yeah, so we're coming up on the engineering heart of campus. This building coming up on my left is one of the libraries. So they do a lot of library stuff there. So you got some stuff going over there. The red building right there next to the white one is where most of my teachers' offices are, so that's where they have office hours. The white one's where they do hydrocarbon research and whatnot. And so this building here is part of the taller one next to it, which you may have caught a glimpse of. And yeah, so chemical engineering building. I'm gonna take a quick look at something. Anyway. So, yeah. Anyway. Anyway, give me about 30 seconds to a minute.